Advertisements. You love them. I love them. Everybody loves advertisements. Whether it's your favorite Super Bowl commercial or the Cars for Kids jingle, no one has ever complained about advertisements. And now the NHL, they just keep dipping their toes into the advertising pond. And yeah, I know you kind of think of all the advertisements you get dealt on when you go to like a hockey game, right? You've got the name of the arena is usually, based on a company. Like for Vancouver, it's Rogers Arena. Rogers, one of the primary telecommunications companies in the country. Or if you go to a Toronto Maple Leafs game, you go to whatever it is, Scotiabank Arena, whatever it's called now. You get in the door and, there's ads everywhere, right? Like Budweiser is on your screen. There's ads all around the boards. There's ads on helmets now, right? Just last year, to sort of try to offset pandemic loss of income, the NHL decided, hey, we're going to throw some ads of our title sponsors who are going to be losing money from sponsoring us, right? So Capital One Arena, where the Washington Capitals play, the Canucks had Rogers on their helmets, and they play at Rogers Arena. Calgary had Scotiabank, and they played Scotiabank Saddledome. So basically, the title sponsors who were getting less money from their sponsorship agreements because, they usually have like 20-year arena naming deals. Well, no one's going to the arena. Less people are seeing the arena name. There's less games in the year. So to try to make up for it, they said, look, we're going to smack your logos on the side of everyone's helmet. And this is going to offset our pandemic revenue a little bit. And Gary Bettman said that they retained more than $100 million through this program right up here. Now, this isn't going away. This wasn't just a temporary pandemic thing. They did it and they're like, hey, this worked out really well for us. And people stopped complaining pretty quick. So let's keep that going, because if this can make us a couple $1 million per team per year, beautiful. That's all we care about, right? So the helmet ads aren't going anywhere. But the big announcement here is that the NHL is adding advertisements to jerseys for the 2022-2023 NHL season. So not this season coming up in a month or so, 2 months or so, but the one in a year. So 2022. The NHL Board of Governors unanimously voted to approve the ad policy. This is courtesy of Sportico, by the way. The ads, this is kind of interesting. They must fit a rectangle 3 inches by 3.5 inches. Now, I'm assuming that's 3 inches tall and 3.5 wide, because most logos nowadays are wider. This is slightly bigger than the NBA. So the NBA, here's a picture of an NBA player, Los Angeles Lakers, and you can see right here on their chest, there's a Wish logo. Pretty small and pretty subtle, right? The colors sort of match. It doesn't look terrible, but it's there, right? And it sort of loses some of the luster of that jersey. Well, for the NHL, it is going to be 3.5 inches wide. Now, your standard credit card or gift card or whatever you're talking about is 3.37 inches wide. So this is about how big look at the credit card in your wallet. It's about how big these are going to be. So you smack this on there. Let's say Sport Check, we're sponsoring my jersey. They're not sponsoring this video, unfortunately. It'll be about this big on a jersey. I'm actually going to run over real quick and pull a jersey out of my closet. So you can imagine this is an older jersey, but that's pretty big, right? So it would be something like that, taking up a real chunk of real estate on these jerseys. Now, I'm hoping that they stick with something color matching, right? Like what the Lakers did up here, right? That Wish logo, it's the same color as the jersey, right? It's the same color as the Nike logo. It's the same color as the trim on the Lakers logo. It's the same color as the stripe up here on the shoulder. It matches. But if we start having, on the Canucks jersey, if there is a bright red Rogers logo or something like that, that's going to be really off-putting. Now, logos on jerseys aren't new in the sports world, and it was a matter of time, right? Like, we can be as unhappy as we want about it, and we can complain about it, but it was going to happen eventually. We are not going to get any benefits from it. Ticket prices are not going to go down because of it. Food prices are not going to go down because of it. Nothing is going to change for us except for the fact that the jerseys that we see on the ice are going to have advertisements on them, and the jerseys we buy might too, right? You look at soccer as the big example, right? Or football for those of you around the world. You look at, for example, I'm in Vancouver. So the Vancouver Whitecaps have a big bell logo right on their chest, right? If you look at like FC Barcelona, they have a big, what's their logo on their chest? They have a big Rakuten logo on their chest. Like, look at this. I'll pull this up for you guys. This doesn't look very good, right? You look at this. That's a big logo. Their logo's up in the corner, and they have a big logo across the front. So it's not new in the world of sports, but it's slow. It's very new in North American sports. Right now, you have the NBA doing this as of 2017. You have the NHL stepping into this market, and it's not a great look. Now, there are some people who argue and say, well, there's already an advertisement on your jersey, right? There's the logo. I don't know if this is a Reebok jersey, so it doesn't really count. But, you know, the Reebok logo up in the top on the older jerseys. The newer jerseys, you have the Adidas logo sort of front and center right on the neckline. So, yeah, there's already those logos. But those are sort of fashionable logos, right? Like Adidas, Nike, Under Armour. Like you go and buy an Adidas shirt. It's got the Adidas logo on it because it's a fashionable brand to have, or Nike or whatever. Rogers, for example, a telecommunications company, is not a very fashionable logo, or Rakuten or Wish, which I think are the same company, or, you know, Capital One on your jersey. That's not fashionable. That's just advertising. So it's going to be, it's not great. You probably watched an ad before this video. So thank you for that. And thank you for your money. But yeah, this is, the NHL's patch program says their individual team deals range from low seven figures, so low single digit millions, so like a couple million a year. Remember, the NBA is a lot bigger than the NHL, so the NHL won't be getting this much. I'm assuming that's going to be for your smaller market teams, like maybe like Memphis or something. And they range upwards of 20 million. So I'm assuming like the Lakers Wish logo is probably like $20 million. For them to throw that on there. I'm sure like the Raptors one's pretty expensive, and like the New York Nets, Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, those ones. I don't watch basketball. So yeah, this is sort of the world that we are going to live in now. Jersey's going to be on ads, like I said, taking up a real good chunk of real estate. I don't know if any like renders or anything, but you know, you look at like when a team's got like a 50th anniversary patch, like the Canucks did that. I have one in there. You know, a 50th anniversary patch, and there's it'll be about that size. Football jerseys. I'll pull a football jersey. For example, this is, you know, football isn't doing it yet, right? Football, you get the big NFL logo here, and then you get like the Nike logo on the sleeve, right? But they're not doing any like external advertising. The NFL would get so much money if they did it too. And I'm sure that's a matter of time as well. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, I'm sure they're going to be quite negative. But, you know, this is just sort of just me sort of giving you the news. So anyways, that's all I got. Hit like, hit subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you in the next one.